Forget about magic tricks, coach. What if I could look a QB in the eyes and tell you exactly who we're going to throw the ball to next? Now we're talking. Have we ever spoken a word in our life?
No.
All of my wide receivers, tight ends, and running backs, stand up, please. Look at me. Do one look around the room and look back at me, please. Your team, baby. I'm gonna show them. Go ahead. Anybody in this room, who are you throwing it to first?
Trenton.
Trenton. Hang back, throw it back one more time. Now hear me out. One is luck. Double down. Saw that look? Who's next? Go.
Andre.
Toss it. Because I'm already done before you even did. Come on back. Close your eyes. Visualize. Before you get on that field, you visualize over and over what you're going to do. Go ahead. Show me your last play. Go.
Tanner.
Fakes to Jamar. Throws to Tanner.
Okay, so if you believe that what you just saw was real, this video is going to suck for you. You're going to go into the comment section and you're going to tell me about all the times that you've seen O's do something that defies the explanation that I'm about to give. In which case, feel free to do that, but just be sure to include a video link with a timestamp, because the chance that you're misremembering something is certain. How this trick works and how mentalism itself works is, you see, mentalists are magicians, and they're a particular kind of magician that is using the principles of con artistry to convince you that they can do stuff that in fact they can't do at all. The problem with magic tricks, the problem with being a magician, is that culturally we all know about magic tricks. We all know about magicians. And so when a magician, does something where they, make something vanish and come back, we know it's an illusion. And so even if we don't know exactly how the illusion was accomplished, there's a sense of amazement that is taken away from us because we have this overarching context that we are watching ourselves be fooled. We are being tricked in some way. And so because we know that we're being tricked, we're not truly tricked. Because we know it's an illusion, it's less of an illusion. Because a true illusion, a genuine illusion, is invisible. And that's what a con artist is an expert in doing. A con artist will create a world, will spin a web around you that you don't realize is being spun until it's too late. And when you find out that that's what's been done to you, it's actually never an enjoyable experience. And that's why people who believe that O's can do body language reading stuff at some sort of high level, that's why all of them can get very defensive when you point out that it's an illusion. So that's the first thing to understand. Magicians who are dipping their toes in con artistry, that's what a mentalist actually is. Now, the most impressive part of this particular video actually occurs right at the start. So let's watch that again.
Go. Forget about magic tricks, coach. What if I could look a QB in the eyes and tell you exactly who we're going to throw the ball to next? Now we're talking. Have we ever spoken a word in our life?
No.
So there are two things that happens. The very first words out of Oz's mouth are, "Forget about magic tricks, coach." That's because of exactly what I just told you. Magic tricks are illusions. He doesn't want you to be thinking that you're about to see an illusion that you can't explain. Instead, this is real world, this is real world impressive skills being displayed. The next most powerful line is when he talks to Joe Burrow and says, "Have we ever spoken a day in our life?" And then Joe clearly says no, in a way that I think, if you're anything like me, seems very convincing and genuine. The thing to recognize here is that Oz Pearlman is not the only one who wants this trick to go well. The other people that want this trick to go well are the producers at ESPN. ESPN has a vested interest in this being a viral trick. And so the best way to make this a viral trick is to edit it at a very high level of production. And so you notice that there's music that's being played, this kind of twinkling, haunting music that really kind of puts you in this emotional state of suspense. It's very effective, it's very well chosen. This is a very high quality production. The next thing that you need to recognize is that edits have gotten to a level now where they're done so well that it's so easy to create the impression in people's minds that what is happening is one continuous take. But let's just watch very carefully exactly what happens when Oz asks him the question, have we ever spoken a day in our life? And when Joe answers that question.
Now we're talking. Have we ever spoken a word in our life?
No.
All?
Okay. Have we ever spoken a word in our life? And then Joe says no. The trick that's being used here, and anyone who's familiar with video editing at a kind of average or above average level will tell you that edits look way better when you get the audio from clip 1, and then as you go to clip 2, and there's clearly 2 different camera shots here, right? There's the one on Oz, and then there's the one on Joe. In order to create a seamless transition between those two, what you do is you get the audio from clip 1 and you overlay it so that when you switch visually to clip 2, the audio from clip 1 is still playing. And that's exactly what we see here. I'm going to play that slowly so you can see it happen.
Have we ever spoken a word in our life?
No.
So do you see that? That's very powerful editing. The words in our life is what you hear when it switches to the Joe camera. That creates the impression that when Joe says no, he's answering that question from Oz. And then what a lot of people do, and why this is such an incredible video, is that people think, why the heck would Joe Burrow cooperate with someone like Oz Pearlman just for the sake of, Oz, building his name, building his status, gaining more viewers? Why would someone like Joe Burrow, who's worth millions of dollars, cooperate with just a magician? And the answer is, of course, that Joe doesn't think that he's cooperating. What I think is probably likely here, and again, unfortunately, it's impossible to be 100% certain about what actually happened because we don't see what actually happens. What you can be 100% certain about is that Joe Burrow 100% knew who he was going to pass it to before Oz started talking to him. And Oz 100% knew who Joe was going to pass it to before this clip starts, before this particular conversation gets going. What's impressive about it is that what you just saw could very easily be Oz Pearlman saying something like this: have we ever spoken a word in our life? And if Joe said, well, yeah, we just spoke 10 minutes ago, Oz might say, well, yeah, I just mean, but like before today, have we ever spoken a word in our life? And then he could just as easily answer that question with a no. And then ESPN has all of the footage that they would need to create what you just saw. Now, again, if you believe that Oz is doing body language stuff, then that's going to sound ridiculous to you. And that's why I think actually it's best to pause this video for a second and go to when Oz worked with the Lakers, where you're going to see very blatantly multiple examples of the Lakers editing Oz's magic tricks for the sake of making them more impressive than they actually are, and in fact making them impossible to figure out because the secret has been edited away. Like, how insane do you have to do a lot of research to actually sort of understand the tricks, and that's what I've done, to understand the tricks that Oz is using so that you understand how they have been edited. So let's watch what happens with the Lakers.
Thank you. Come on in, gentlemen. Pick a number, 1 to 100. Don't say it, get a peek. What did you go with? Tell us all, what's that number, Rui? What are you thinking?
88.
Tell them what I wrote, please. Tell them what I wrote. You saw, I wrote down 88.
Okay, so what just happened? He asks Rui Hachimura to pick a number between 1 and 100. He writes that number down. He then shows everyone, and then the next thing you know, he's asking Rui, what was that number? Turns it around, and that's exactly the number that he's written down. That's impossible, right? Unless Oz is this mentalist who can, predict what people are going to do before they even know it, or read people's body language at this intensely high level. In effect, you just didn't see the full trick. This trick is accomplished using a thumb writing gimmick, and I'm not trying to be here sour towards Oz or anything like that. I'm wanting you to see con artistry principles at play, and that Oz is using con artistry principles, but so is ESPN, and so are the Lakers. And sometimes even podcasts like Flagrant that he went on, they also give him very friendly camera edits that hide the secret behind some of his tricks. And that's because these networks have an incentive for him to go viral, because that means their clips go viral, they get more eyeballs in front of their content, they get more subscribers, more viewers, more money. I'm sure that makes sense to you, I hope. But this particular trick works. It's best to see, if you want to see the trick in full, a good example is Bert's podcast.
Do you go by Ted or Teddy?
Teddy.
Teddy? All right, Teddy. 1 to 100. Think of a number, 1 to 100. Look, see right there? Little pivot right there.
He pivoted.
Through the curveball. Do you think Mom would guess what number you did?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna show everybody. And this is where it's not a magic trick, because you saw what I wrote down.
I saw it.
Okay, so you see, again, Oz is big on distancing himself from magic tricks. He doesn't want you to be thinking, this is an illusion. Can you figure out the gimmick? Can you figure out how I'm doing it? He's trying to move away from that and into the world of mentalism. But watch what happens next. What you're about to see is what you don't see on the Lakers edit.
Now, before I go further, is it too obvious? Is little man's birthday coming up? Would he have done this right away? One question. Did you change your mind in the middle, or you knew what you were gonna pick?
I knew what I was going to
He
pick.
went higher. This kid's sharp. This
you
kid's
serious?
sharp.
Are you
beyond
serious?
serious. I'm
Are you
crossing it
serious?
out. Crossing out, Bert. No way. No way does he go that low. I'm going with this instead. Done. Take the marker.
Okay, so a couple of things that happened just then. What happened to showing everyone your prediction? That's completely gone. He only shows the first prediction, which he's now cancelled, and then made a big deal of writing his second prediction. What does he say? He says that his first prediction is 8, and then he says that the kid wouldn't have gone that low. So presumably he's written a number higher than 8, makes a big deal of, blowing on the paper as if there really is ink there. Of course, what you're about to see is that he hasn't written down anything at all, and he's about to use a gimmick, which goes on his thumb. It's sort of a fake thumb gimmick, has a little pen hidden there on it. He holds the card, asks the kid what the number is, and then is able to immediately write it down. Watch it happen.
Okay, marker's here.
I wrote 8, Teddy, and I knew it was wrong. It's not 8, is it?
No.
I knew it. Did I tell you?
So that's also not super impressive, right? You ask someone for a number between 1 and 100, and that's exactly why he asked someone to choose between 1 and 100, is so that when he makes his first prediction, there is a 1% chance that it's going to be correct. And so that's I hope you can sort of catch on to the reason that he's doing that.
Tell us both, what did you go with? What was that number? What are you thinking?
5.
5. Tell them what I wrote. Tell them what I wrote down. I crossed that 8, I wrote down 5.
What?
So there's a bunch of things that are really interesting here. One, the number 5 is not higher than the number 8. 2, you can see that the number 5 is written sort of very messily, which would line up with the thumb. 3, it's clearly written in a different pen to Teddy and the number 8 that's been crossed out. And so there you go. What you think is a mentalist using high-level body language is resorting to magic tricks. And so that's why it's con artistry, because he explicitly told you that it wasn't a magic trick. And so instead it has to be something else. That's the con artistry trick. Here are just very quickly a few other examples of him using the exact same gimmick in case this one wasn't enough for you to be convinced.
See, Elvis was tense on 5. So you ask me, is this a magic show? It's not. You never know what's going to happen. Did you, in your mind, think the number that you picked, is it a number you liked or you were not sure?
No, number I like.
Number you liked. Oh, man. Think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not a 2, is it?
Nope.
No. I'm going to write this down. Okay? Your number, your number, your number.
Okay.
He's writing the number down.
I'm writing down 3 digits in a row. Done. Nate,
Okay.
you're behind me. I'm going to show you, Nate. Did you see what I wrote already for you?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna come over to you. I'm gonna come over to you. Elvis, the 5 is killing me because he's a go big or go home type of guy. So what do you have done? Elvis, tell us. You didn't do a 5. I'm gonna show this to Nate. What was your number? What was your number?
2.
2. And Danielle, what was yours?
5.
And tell us what was yours.
1.
1. Can you tell them you saw? What did I wrote down? I wrote down 2, 5, 1.
Pick a number, 1 to 100.
69. Oh.
Obviously for Ian.
Why are you showing me my name?
Oh, because that makes it
Oh,
sure that I'm not
okay.
thinking of Ian.
Okay, I
Mark.
got it.
The real reason that he's written the name down is because ideally the ink from the pen that he's writing and then the ink from the thumb gimmick that he uses later are supposed to be a very close match. And so it really is just about cementing a memory that, hey, he's writing on this paper, he then shows it to you. It just creates this kind of continuity that there is stuff on the paper because he's written with a pen. And that just distances it from the reality, which is that he's going to use the thumb gimmick after they tell him their number.
Look at the struggle right here. He didn't
All
know what
right,
to
Oz.
pick. Let's go here. What's your name?
Jordan.
So a magic trick is like I would do something right now, right? But there's no trick.
So again, we've seen in both examples, he's distancing himself from magic tricks to suspend this notion that what you're about to see is an illusion.
One question.
Okay.
And if you're just listening to this, I just wrote a number. Did you all see it? You all saw it?
I didn't see it, but I'll
I don't trust you,
go
Ian.
with you.
Screw it.
I saw it.
Purple velour, you're out.
You're good at what you do.
1 to 100. Was there a reason you picked this number?
Yeah.
See, look at this. I bet. Damn. Do you think he did a birthday? This guy hasn't blinked in minutes. I think he might have gone higher.
Oh, he's a nut.
Sam, crossing this off.
This guy's coming in hot.
I'm gonna go. What's your name?
McCoy.
McCoy's watching like a hawk.
That's a
Done.
cool name.
Don't tell him the number yet. Grab the marker. Let me see. Oh, I didn't even know there was a dog in here. I wrote 12.
Jeez, she's
it's
right
gonna
here.
Kill me.
Jordan.
It wasn't 12, was it? Is this the camera we're filming at? It's that one because I want to make sure I show it to the camera. Was it 12? I'm gonna be so mad at myself. Tell me. Tell Jordan. Tell Sam. What are you guys supposed to be, by the way?
With the ambiguously gay duo
Oh,
from
it's
SNL.
not that ambiguous. Okay, yeah. No, I'm kidding.
Wow, what about
What'd you go with, Simon?
what about Austin Powerbottom?
49.
Tell him what I wrote, please. You saw. Tell him what I wrote. I crossed out 12. I wrote down 49.
Oh, man.
What'd you say?
49.
Whoa!
Is it because of the 49ers?
And now when we go back to the Lakers clip, you're going to see that it's a much more impressive looking trick than it otherwise would be because he's had a helping hand from the Lakers to edit out all the parts that would allow you to very carefully scrutinize what he's doing and figure it out.
Come on in, gentlemen. Pick a number, 1 to 100. Don't say it. Don't say it. Get a peek. What did you go with? Tell us all. What's that number, Rui? What are you thinking?
88.
Tell him what I wrote, please. Tell him what I wrote. You saw. I wrote down 88. Ronnie, do you want to get in here and pick a partner in crime? Who's going to help you with this?
Loco.
All right, Christian, Ronnie, shake hands. Watch this. When you're teammates, you got to anticipate everybody's motions. You got to know what people are thinking before they do. Ronnie, tell everybody right now what it feel like I just did to you. A piece of paper down your nose. You're being honest, right? Keep watching, keep watching.
Okay, so how this trick, again, you've been manipulated by the Lakers production team because the secret was edited away from you. So there's no matter how many times you watch this, if you're not familiar with this trick, you're never going to figure it out. Which then, when you apply the principles of conartistry and mentalism, it's just going to be the more you watch this, the more you're going to become convinced that Oz is just on a completely different level here. Now, how the trick actually works is, of course, he's using invisible thread, and it's actually it's very convenient that this trick is here because this introduces the concept of dual reality. So here's an example of him, doing the trick on the We Might Be Drunk podcast.
Oh.
Jordan, close your eyes.
Too much sex talking.
Can everybody see you, Jordan? Jordan,
Unfortunately.
Don't peek. Did you just feel a poke on your right forearm?
Yes.
Did everyone see me do that?
Yes.
Tell him, Simon. Ian still shook from Bill Murray.
You poked mine,
Okay.
right?
Did everyone see me do that?
Yes,
She thinks this is a trick. That was not a trick.
Show us on Jordan.
See, he was saying she thinks this is a trick. He is big. He is really big on distancing himself from the stigma of magic tricks. It's huge. It is absolutely core to everything he does as a mentalist. You can't think it's a trick. You can never think it's a magic trick.
Jordan, where they touched you.
Her eyes are closed. Jordan, you're peeking?
No.
All right, I need to ask you a question. Her eyes are closed. I want you to tell
So that was the moment right there. He has invisible thread between his fingers, and so he's able to just brush that past her nose. I'll go back and show you again.
Her eyes are closed. Jordan, you're peeking?
No.
All right, I need to ask you a question. Her eyes are closed. I want you to tell everybody
So she's felt it?
right now what happened. What'd I do to you?
You poked my right forearm.
No, after that.
You brushed the top of my nose.
Oh my God!
It's actually even better to use this as an example, because what you see happens is that when he says, I want you to tell me right now what happened to you, the first thing she says is that he poked her forearm. And that's a really important thing to hang on to when we look at the Joe Burrow explanation, when we get back to that, is that this aspect of what people interpret when you ask them right now what happened to you, her answer to that question is something that happened 10 seconds ago. Because of course, when he says right now, you're going to think right now because you're seeing him brush G's nose. But in effect, what she felt has happened maybe about 5 or 6 seconds before that.
Are you messing with me right now? Was that wind or you
Hold on.
Watch again.
Hold on. Do you feel that?
You brushed my nose.
Do circles.
Just to be thorough, here's an example of it on the Shane Gillis podcast.
In the shoulder. How many times did I just do it? We counting? 3. You nailed it. Okay. If you feel me do something, if it's once or more than once, I want you to keep track of how many times.
Okay.
Now, you do not need to announce it. So if I take this piece of paper, it won't be a poke necessarily. It could be a poke, squeeze, or it could be something as light as a brush. If you feel it, you don't have to scream. Okay. You don't be like, oh my God, it falls on my hand, because literally we can all see it, right? Are you guys watching this? All right. Now, my theory.
So that's important. He said that when you feel it, I don't want you to scream. Why? Because they're going to be feeling it at a different time than we think they're feeling it. We're going to think they're feeling it when he does something to Shane, but he doesn't want you to know that. So he's got to tell him, don't react when you feel it because of that time discrepancy. That's the dual reality principle at play.
Is that while you two are connected, you don't have to push. This got aggressive for some reason.
I hit a curve mine.
Yeah.
Ooh, that looks like mine, honestly.
Is that Shane and you are going to be joined literally? Look this way, Matt. Look this way. All right. Tilt your head a little. Just look over. No, you don't tilt. I want you to be able to look up a little so you can see your hat. All right. Close your eyes. No peeking. Can every single one of you see Matt? Everybody say yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, Matt, this is kind of like if we were to do a, action. This is the moment, no peeking. And I'm going to do a test run. No, don't hurt him. All right, Matt, did you just feel a poke on your left knee? Did you guys see me do that? Yes. You got to say yes, Shane. Yes. Say yes, so he knows. All right, you're not peeking, Matt. Your eyes are closed 100%.
So that was there. That was the invisible thread, just right over the nose.
I want you to tell us all, do me a favor, tell us all right now, what did you feel after your knee? What did I do to you? What'd you feel?
My nose. You brushed it with paper.
Open your eyes, bro. What? I just took this paper, leaned over, and brushed him down his nose.
It was my nose. No. It was my nose. I swear to...
The dual reality principle is what allows him to say, right now, what did you feel? And Bronny has his eyes closed, right? And that's essential because with the closed eyes, he doesn't see the moment that he feels, what he feels on the nose. And so we experience something differently to what Bronny actually experiences. Bronny feels it on his nose seconds earlier, but we all think that he felt it at the time that he scraped the card down his teammate's nose. That's the dual reality principle, and that can be used in a whole new way, in ways that would blow your mind if you haven't really thought about them before. And we're going to see that when he does the next trick, but we'll watch him finish this one, and again, you'll see that he gets a helping hand from the Lakers production team.
Good to you. A piece of paper down your nose. You're being honest, right? Keep watching. Anything since the nose? Open your eyes. Yes or no?
So a big camera edit just occurred then.
Did you just feel something unmistakable?
Yeah.
How many times? Where?
That didn't happen to me. That's crazy.
Shake my hand.
Okay, so very quickly, here's how that trick actually works.
No.
How about right now? Anything?
No.
My theory is at the moment I do something to Sam, it goes through his hand. I don't know why he's wearing those gloves. It goes all the way over to her.
Casper.
Do me a favor, Jordan. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. Open your eyes. What did you just feel?
Something right here.
Oh my God!
So you see, when he says open your eyes, he's got the excuse to hide it as a hand movement, but in that moment he's got an invisible thread and he's touching her chin, which is exactly what he did to Bronny. You just didn't see it because ESPN edited it out. Okay, so back to the Lakers video, the very next trick he does is actually going to be much more similar to the trick that he does with Joe Burrow. What you're about to see is part 2 of the trick. You have been totally excommunicated from seeing the first part of the trick, which is what Oz uses again and again. This is the full-blown dual reality principle, where he will do tricks, magic tricks essentially, with people before the show, but he won't complete them. You know, there are huge amounts of tricks that Oz knows. If you want to watch my previous 3-hour video, we look at instances where he is an expert at glancing at pages in a book before asking someone to choose a word. He's an expert at glancing at words written down on cards before he tears them up. He's an expert at glancing at people's contact lists and ways of manipulating it so that they choose exactly the name that he wants. He's an expert at using a whole variety of gimmicks to get people's information. The kind of gimmicks that magicians use to create these kind of effects would blow your mind. There are notepads that you can write down that immediately send that data to the magician's phone, like that they have a visual image of whatever it is that you write down on their notepad. There are other kinds of gimmicks notepads where they write something, you write something in the magician's notepad and you tear the paper out, but there's some sort of device hidden at the back that keeps a record of whatever you've written. There's hundreds of different ways that a magician can do something with you that seems ordinary, and then they're able to get that information. A magician could write down a bunch of different names on a deck of cards, for example, and force you to choose whatever name that they want. There's an endless amount of tools at a magician's disposal, but you don't see them because it happens before the camera is rolling. And then all that needs to occur is for Oz or the con artist mentalist to get the target to remember that first part of the trick that was done and then refer to that later. That's exactly what you're about to see with AD.
Take my hand. Imagine this person right now. Walk.
So you see the word choice, imagine this person. What do you mean this person? So we've already seen that the Lakers production team are on Oz's side right now. That doesn't make sense if the trick is starting right here. He's talking about this person. He's referring to someone in the past.
Walks in this room. Somebody there's no way I can know. Right now, can you think of this person right this second? Picture that person walking in this room right now, face to face. It's a guy, think of his first name with an X, Alex. Is it Alex? No. You don't call him that though, you call him Fudge, is that right?
Okay, so that trick is impressive if you think he's using mentalism, if you think that he read him in some way, and that's what AD is buying into. That's why AD is keeping this poker face, because he's not trying to give Oz any kind of clues. Oz, of course, already knows from the get-go, because he just has, as I said, a multitude of different ways of getting you to give him the information without realizing that you're giving him the information. And so now we're in a good position to go back to the Joe Burrow trick, because we've, one, hopefully been a little bit enlightened that these production companies have an incentive to make the trick look as good as possible, which is going to include editing out anything that gives the trick away or makes the trick less impressive.
Come on back. Close your eyes. Visualize. Before you get on that field, you visualize over and over what you're going to do.
So this is just more manipulation, right? By getting him to close his eyes and visualize, that's done for you. That's done to manipulate you into thinking that he's coming up with something right now in the moment. Joe doesn't even think that he's being deceitful by closing and visualizing, but it's creating a different impression to us who's watching this happen.
Go ahead. Show me your last play. Go.
And so that's a genuine fake. And so when he fakes it to Jamar, like, you look at him, he's not expecting that to happen.
Show me your last play. Go.
Tanner.
Fakes to Jamar, throws to Tanner.
Oz Pearlman is cooperating with ESPN, and ESPN is cooperating with Oz Pearlman. They both have an incentive for this trick to be as viral as possible. There are camera edits that you don't even necessarily perceive are happening. I've had people come to me after I uploaded my previous video where I exposed a ton of Oz Pearlman's secrets. I've had people message me and say, that couldn't have been the explanation for this trick because Oz asks him, have we ever spoken a word in our life? And clearly Joe says a very honest no. I agree, it's a very honest no. We just don't know that that no is the actual answer to Oz Pearlman's question. We know that there's high-level editing going on, so I think it's very unlikely that Joe is actually answering that question. There is, of course, a possibility, and it is worth mentioning this. Oz, remember, is a magician who has chosen to use con artistry principles to make more of a name for himself. And this is what everyone who calls himself a mentalist has, that is a decision that they've all made in their mind, that they are going to be okay with not deceiving people as magicians, but deceiving people as con artists. It's just a decision that they've made. We can debate the ethics of that. I'm not a big fan of that ethical decision, but some people see it as entertainment. I personally don't see entertainment as some sort of excuse for just manipulating people constantly, especially when it's for your own personal gain in terms of gaining fame or selling a book. But another potential plausible explanation is that Oz Pearlman as a con artist has no problem utilizing the principle that you can ask people questions that the answer, if they answer that question honestly, it's not going to be great for you. So as I said before, his tricks where it looks like he's guessing something in the moment always rely on him having done something earlier. That's how the dual reality tricks work. So on this Joe Budden podcast, he asks Joe, did you ever write this down? The answer to that is actually yes. He actually did ask Joe to write it down.
Joe, how about this?
You took somebody else's chick?
In another room.
Let's timestamp all of this shit.
You know what? You said, it's my pen. This is a pen. I don't care what. I don't want to write it because people can't hear it when we're on there. What if you write this down somewhere or you don't want to write it?
I wrote it.
No, you're not write anything. There's nothing here.
So yeah, that was an unfortunate reveal where Oz is trying to erase what happened before the podcast started happening, and he tries to really cement that by essentially asking Joe to cooperate with a lie, or you don't want to write it, creating the perception that it has never been written down. And unfortunately, Joe reveals that he did write it down, which is, of course, how Oz knows the name from the get-go. And this is an important con artistry principle to understand, is that if you can speak with a certain kind of rhythm and a certain kind of cadence, you can just kind of say things in the moment and people will interpret them as differently to the exact words that you're actually using. And so what I mean by that is you can ask someone like, hey, have you written this down anywhere? And what they're gonna think is, did you write it down anywhere in a way that I could have peeked at? That's what they're gonna hear. Right? But what Oz wants you to hear is that they just never wrote it down at all. So he couldn't have been, using he couldn't be doing a magic trick or something like that. He does this countless times. And most times people cooperate, but sometimes they don't. Here's an example with Jake Paul, where he didn't cooperate.
But I think the audience should pay attention to this because he set up a trick earlier and then
Hold up, I want to make sure we say this. I said to you one thing. I said, Jake.
This is another example of a dual reality trick where Oz has set up something with Jake earlier where he's gotten him to Google the name on one of these magicians sort of fake websites where whatever you enter into the website can get sent directly to the magician's phone. That's another dual reality principle. You don't see the setup. But look at how he tries to get Jake to essentially give a half truth when he asks him, have you written it down anywhere?
Microphone, you whispered it?
No, nobody knows.
Did you write it down anywhere? No.
I put it in my phone because.
Oh, good. Well, hold on. Is it on your phone right now or it's gone?
No, it's gone. I cleared the history.
This guy cleared his browser history. All right. So you literally thought. So
that's the idea, right? It's really pushing people to lie without even recognizing that they're lying. It's just a clever con artistry trick. The principle, however, is that Oz is not above asking you questions that he knows that if you answer them honestly, are going to reveal something that he doesn't want revealed. And that could very easily be, if it's not the case that this was edited, and clearly it was edited, but if it's just edited for the sake of production and interest, and it isn't a suspicious edit where a conversation has been edited to make look like it took place when it didn't actually happen that way, it could very well be the case that simply Joe Burrow is answering, no, we haven't spoken a word in our life, because he's thinking that Oz is meaning, have we done something suspicious where we've planned the trick, or was it entirely fair? Or he could even interpret as, have we ever spoken a word in our life before today, before 10 minutes ago when, I got you to write things down in my notepad. So that's the end of the video. Those are the principles. Unfortunately, that's the world of con artistry for you. Talk to you soon.